Bell has already been through so much last season, and now he gotta go through what Freya's about to put him through. But let's talk about that and everything else in this review and recap. The episode started off with Freya talking about how she was role-playing acting as Seer. She had to change her personality and voice to blend in. And the deal she made with Horn was that while Freya was being Seer, Horn would be Freya through a spell she manifested. Freya did mention though that she had fun living as Seer. She noticed how cleaning and cooking were a challenge and how she wasn't as dexterous as she believed. She did adore beautiful things, especially the ones that lived beautifully for the sake of something aside from themselves. Freya had named off some of the people that she worked with at the pub, and then she ran into Bell and he caught her attention, which caused her to throw it all away, her honor, her pride, and even the void inside of her. It's the reason why she got rid of Seer. I'm glad they added in what her thoughts were about being Seer. I thought maybe it was just all a game to her, but she did have some fun and there were some emotions there. That is fair. She's going through moments where nobody is just falling for her. She is a regular person who gets treated like everyone else. And she gets to meet regular people and have normal conversations with them and learn about them. Now we see Bell with everyone, and you could tell him rejecting Seer is still getting to him. He even turned away from Eyes when she was trying to check up on him. Ryu was trying to figure out what happened to Seer and why Freya's Familia was trying to take her out. And he explained everything that happened, including him rejecting Seer. Ryu was wondering why Bell had rejected Seer's feelings, and he let her know that he has someone that he likes. It's a person he's trying to catch up to because someday he wants to become equals and tell her how he feels. Ryu said it never occurred to her that he already might have someone that he likes, just like how Seer was with him. I think Bell made the right decision. It's normal for him to feel that way. He feels bad about rejecting Seer. It's better for him to be honest than to lead her on and not feel the same way. For Ryu, I do feel kind of sorry for her because she likes Bell and she heard that he has feelings for someone else. But I'm glad she understands where he's coming from, unlike Freya. While that's going on, Wealth, Lily, and everyone are talking about the whole Freya Familia and Seer situation, and they decided to split up and go find Seer. Meanwhile, Hestia was thinking about how Hermes' theory was right about who Seer and Freya are. But the real problem is, if the Seer that Bell has been talking to is Freya, then she's trying to get close to him. I was like, I know we the viewers were aware of Freya in some ways was trying to take Bell, and it's good that Hestia is catching on to what's happening. She was gonna go talk to Hermes, but Freya showed up and she's not wasting any time. She told Hestia she wants Bell and to give him to her. Y'all know she was gonna refuse, but Freya, she got to business. She alerted the members of her Familia and they went to each of Hestia's Familia members and gave them the beats. They got beat so quickly, some of them barely even got to do any damage. I gotta say, the worst one was when Aisha was helping out Haruhime and one of them got past her and he stomped Haruhime's head into the ground. Out of all the fights, that was the most disrespectful one. Haruhime doesn't even fight like that. Now Otar showed up and he knocked out Ryu with one hit and she went flying, and for Bell, he slammed his head into the ground. I don't know if Bell's gonna have to fight Otar in the future, but I can't wait to see him win that fight because this dude is doing too much. Freya's Familia showed up, Otar brought Bell, and the others brought Hestia's Familia members' weapons. That was most likely to show they got defeated, and she let Hestia know she's taking Bell by force and her time as Seer is over. Hestia pointed out that Freya couldn't handle getting rejected by Bell and she started wilding out. Which is true, she got rejected by the person she loves and is going way too far. It's not like she couldn't find somebody else in the future, but I guess she doesn't want to wait that long. Hermes did show up to handle the situation. He told her to take Bell, but they do have rules. She has to wait a year for him to be able to switch familias, and it's only been half a year since he joined Hestia's Familia. That's something I keep forgetting about. It just seems like time is moving a little more than what I think the current time is. Probably because they go through so much stuff here and there, but he has made a good amount of progress since the beginning. After they took Bell, Osfi popped up with Ryu and she told them that Freya gathered a vast amount of townsfolk in response to a summons from the guild. It looks like she's about to speed up the process. Hermes told Hestia to prepare. She thought she still had a year, but he knew what time it was. He even told Osfi to take Ryu and leave, go as far as they can. And then Hermes wrote down something and gave it to Hestia. He told her to give it to him later. Freya gave her speech, and after that, we see Belle is around Freya's Familia. He's trying to figure out what's going on, asking questions, and they're basically brushing it off and mentioning how he's a part of Freya's Familia. He took off running and ran into some familiar people, and they're all mentioning how he's a part of Freya's Familia. Alan is one of the people watching Belle, and he mentioned how the gods and townfolk are charmed and their memories have been altered. Now this dude Belle is gonna have to try and get people to remember or something, but it won't be that easy. When he ran into Aina, she didn't even recognize him. That was their first time meeting and she was not his advisor. Seeing that kinda hurt because she's basically been working with him from the beginning, but it's not her fault that she doesn't remember him. This next part was heartbreaking to see. He ran into his old familiar and they treated him as if they never met him before. He probably thought at least Hestia would know him, but she couldn't say anything because they're being watched by Freya's Familia, and also there's still a chance her members could get hurt. Hestia acted like she didn't know him and they left, and she was sorry about the whole situation, and Belle was sad crying. I felt sorry for him. Everywhere he goes, nobody is recognizing him as part of Hestia's Familia. His own friends or people around him don't even recognize him as a friend, or at least someone that they spoke to. She took mostly everything from him, the things that make Belle who he is. The only ones that remember the truth is Hestia and possibly Osfi and Ryu because it looked like they got away in time. This is going to be another tough situation for Belle, but hopefully things work out quickly for him and stuff gets back to normal. Overall, I thought this was a good and sad episode. It was just so much emotion and stuff going on, the fights that were happening, people around him just getting beat up. Then he finds out that he's not in his familia anymore, and the people that he used to speak to don't even recognize him, or at least not how they used to. But I'm interested to hear y'all thoughts. Comment below. What did you all think about the episode?